Yes, I am going to invite the first presenter up here. She's a young lady I had the opportunity to sit down to dinner with at Peter and Sharon's house. A lovely young lady. She is a self-taught hula hooper from here in Chicago. Hey, you got some fans of the hula hooping, Anna. And she studies interior design at Harrington College and strives to always keep an open mind. So please welcome to the stage, Anna Skolnick.
Hi, guys. All right, so hello. A while ago, I did a BK at Volume 28 about hula hooping and how I found out about it and taught myself and then began teaching others. And today I'm going to tell you even more about hula hooping and how it's evolved since then. I got a future phone, which is really nice for taking selfies. And I've been teaching classes on Dabble, which is a website kind of like Skillshare, where anyone who's knowledgeable or passionate about Dabble, a subject can outline their class online and then teach it in person. At the Center on Halsted, where I was volunteering for 2 years teaching hula hoop classes, I got an award in 2014 for outstanding contribution in the youth program. Yes, and then I'd say right now when it comes to hula hooping though, my main goal is figuring out all the ways with which to document the different kinds of movements. So I've been working on lots of making drawings that sort of break down the certain guidelines and ways that as hoopers we tend to carve out space around us with like figure eights and imaginary planes and whatnot. And with these illustrations, I try to incorporate the most fundamental and versatile moves instead of all the tricksy stuff, because I think that especially with hula hooping, it's important to emphasize the transitions that connect one move to the other so that the dance aspect is able to come forward and feel more free-flowing and continuous. And once I have a good group of ideas, I lay them out into these little hoop guides, and I hand them out at my classes. And or just for anyone who cares about hula hooping, wants to learn. And they summarize what I would normally go over in an hour and a half. And people like them because they're tiny and cute. And the reason why I keep the appearance sort of bare bones and without color is so that the file could be printed from anywhere by anyone who I send it to on 8.5 by 11 paper, like a zine. But the biggest misconception in hula hooping is that people think it takes a certain kind of physique to be able to do it, but that's wrong. All kinds of people hula hoop. It's just a matter of finding the right size hoop for you and being able to let go a little bit. But I mean like literally let go, because hooping is mostly muscle memory, so it gets easy the more you practice. And I always tell people you burn the most calories by dropping the hoop, because then you have to run all the way over there and bend down and pick it up. But hopefully your number one reason for hula hooping is that it's fun. And also retrieving your hoop is a good way to get a good look at nature, so you just gotta let that shit go. I've been hula hooping now for 6 years, and what's been really nice is how it's catching on to the mainstream. I see tons of people doing it now with different styles, and kind of like the way a writer develops his or her voice, hoopers develop their own kind of rhythm and aesthetic. Like here I look industrial chic because I practice in the garage all winter. And yeah, I've pretty much turned that room into my free gymnasium. But recording yourself is definitely a big part of the hula hooping process as well. We're pretty much the ones making this stuff up. As you know, there's no formal school for teaching hula hooping, and for that reason I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I make a lot of YouTube videos, and just getting them out there, because sharing your process is the best way to learn anything. And when you have an idea, you got to get it out of your system. And let's see here, what goes into making a hula hoop video is that I definitely try to get out of the house and find cool places in the city to hoop. I think about my surroundings and like what would be the best hula hoop move to flatter a specific setting. And when people walk in the shot, I think that it makes my video look even cooler, because it makes it seem like hooping is just like a natural, a part of the scenery, just blending in with the environment, kind of, sort of. And just letting things happen, and it's just part of like not taking it too seriously, you know? So yeah. In other news, we just got back from a family wedding in Glacier National Park this past weekend, and we were there like literally this past weekend during the forest fires, and we couldn't see any mountains. So this is me pretending to be a mountain, but I thought it was still so beautiful anyway. Like we had a very unique experience because all of the smoke there was very scenic, and around this time last year, I went to a different wedding in New York because this is just when love is in the air. And during that trip, I spent a lot of time walking around the city, of course, in style. And that had a lasting impression on me because it only took me a day to like totally fall in love with the mentality of New York. It's like everybody there is so eccentric and nobody is fazed by it anymore. So you can just walk around the streets feeling free. That's how I get my hula hoops on the airplane, by the way. And I spent the week park hopping and meeting cool people in the parks and hula hooping with them. I made a little hula hoop video about hanging out in New York City. And what was so funny is we have this family friend who makes movies for a living, and he asked me like, how do you get the videos to look so real? And it's because so much of his work is centered around trying not to get extras ruin the shot by looking at the camera. But I'll tell you guys my special secret is that it's actually real, and I just go around doing this. And I bring my hula hoops with me everywhere I go. Some people think it's awesome, some people think it's weird, but either way I don't care. And it's my soulmate over there. And yeah, New York was a really fun place to collaborate with all kinds of people. And I get asked all the time, like, what's with the hula hoop stuff, Anna? Like, are you going to go join the circus? And like, when I take a second to think about it, it's kind of just like, well, I just hula hoop because I can't not, and that's pretty much it. And whether or not I'll ever arrive at the exact purpose or like some profound meaning, I just hope to never really lose sight of how much fun it is. That's it.